Okay, this is the introduction. I'm just going to talk about the class. It's a grade 4 math class with students at an international level of English, high advanced level of English. The teacher, there's a picture that I've loaded. Her name is Claire. She's been teaching for about 5-6 years now. There was 2 one-hour classes that I observed. The environment, the class is 18 students in 3 rows of 6, and the students are very familiar with the material. Most of them already know what we're teaching, and that's the whole point of immersion. But there are times when they don't know, and that's where the fun part is, where you actually get to teach. Yeah, that's the intro. So quickly, to get into the content, the lesson was about identifying different types of triangles. It was on page 383, and the textbooks we use are Harcourt. Pretty good textbook, and it comes with online help where you can bring up the pages. For some reason, grade 4 doesn't have the teacher's edition, which is kind of annoying, but still overall a decent math text. The presentation style that she used was very teacher-oriented. It was whole class instruction. She used PowerPoints. She led the class through the different types of the triangles. And it was pretty much her running the show and the students listening and learning from what she said. A reflection on this is that she could have used a different, more differentiated approach. She could have used small group instruction where you have 18 students, you get 3 groups of 6, or however you wanted to divide it, and have them be responsible for a certain triangle, quickly have them learn about it, and then use sort of a jigsaw ordeal where you have the students switch groups, where one student that has become an expert about that triangle, they go into different groups and talk about the triangle that they learned about. This way you could have the higher and low level students working together in those groups and helping each other. The process she used was just simple traditional pencil and paper textbook work. She would have the students do, in this case she was doing evens on the page, on one page, and she was doing odds on another page. And then she has the students, she gives them an allotted amount of time to do these questions. And then once everyone seems to be complete or finished with their work, she would go around and ask each question individually if they knew the answer or not. A reflection on this, there was some differentiation that was used. The students that finished early, she provided them with, so the higher level students had a chance to increase their knowledge by doing bonus questions that she put up on the board, which I thought was a pretty good idea. So it's a kind of tiered sort of type of lesson where there was room for the higher level students to proceed to the next level. So yeah, that I thought was well done. The actual product, very simple. How the students answered the question. So when it was their turn to answer, and she did it wisely. She went around in a rotation similar to the way I do it, where it's one student after the next according to where they're sitting. And if the one student doesn't understand, there's a point where the students are allowed to raise their hand and help out that student that didn't know the question. So it's basically if they knew the answer or not to the questions that were given previously. One thing that I think could have helped with finding out the levels of the students is providing exit slips. Have the students have the slips pre-made, have the triangles on there ready, see if they can identify what they are, so you can know exactly where the students are with the material that was being taught.